If I could just move on to recruit camp, all I want to do is just add to our release we had last week, in that recruit camp starts in earnest this Sunday. All recruits are asked to be here by 7:45, and the gates will open, and Sergeant Major Pereira, in fact, will order everyone in and take formation and get them assigned into their squads. Captain Duncan Simons is the company commander, and Captain Kenji Bean is the company's second in command, who also will be speaking with the press over that 2-week period and answering questions. We have a good program lined up. As you know, due to budget cuts, we had to basically have our enlistment process. So we have just over about 70 recruits coming in, and a good number of volunteers. Certainly in proportion to the number of recruits that we've got. And there are a few females that have volunteered. So we're looking for an exciting program, and certainly we haven't really had to tweak anything from last year, so the program is for the most part the same. The only tweaking has been because instead of catering to 160, 170 recruits, we're now only catering to about 70, 80 recruits. So the training that they leave with is going to be the same, but I believe it's going to be better because there are reduced soldiers, and we've got a little bit more instructors. So the, if you will, recruit-instructor ratio is a little better than it has been in previous years. So I've told the company commander that I expect a better turned out recruit come the end of the camp. So that's it, gentlemen. Thank you very much for attending.
Regarding the reception of the recruits as they come in, there has been some degree of sensitivity, not much of course, as to how they are received when they come in, and if they're late, and you have the MPs making them run the gauntlet. Will that reception change?
Mr. Mayor, thank you very much for asking that. We have certainly changed that reception, I'm going to say at least 5 years now. Before it was at 8 o'clock, you're going to have a sergeant major standing up and belling out the orders, get onto the square and form up. They walk now. However, we try to teach people not to be late. There is no such thing as Bermuda time in war camp. And we as Bermudians, don't like Bermuda time. So we don't sign up to it, we don't accept it, we don't tolerate it. So that's why I say everyone get here at 7:45. If you get here at 7:45, you're going to see the nice side of Sergeant Major Pereira. If you get here at 08:01, you're going to see another side of Sergeant Major Pereira because you were late and you didn't obey the order of get here on time. Do what you're told the first time and you're going to have a good time here.
What exactly is your budget for this year?
My budget? It's a lot less. That's for sure. But we're still able to maintain the same sort of delivery of training, but certainly scale down in relation to the amount of recruits that we have in.
I can see your full-time staff. How does it weigh out your budget cuts?
We have not been affected to the extent that we had to look at reducing staff. Of course, through attrition, we then look at, well, do we actually need to replace that individual? Because our budget's been cut, can we make a savings over here? So we've certainly had that ability to look at.
One more question. Your training on the water, you have vessels now. Is that going to be a part of recruit camp?
It isn't as far as what the recruits will be exposed to, i.e. training. But that is a part of their tour here in the regiment. They do get exposed. So after the first year of basic training, they have an option at the end of the year to request a transfer to any other department within the regiment. So be it, quartermaster department, be it cook, waiter, you've got the specialist, which is boat troop, definitely, guns and sword pioneers, medics, regimental police, MT, which is our motor transport, and certainly signals. Or they can still stay in and become a rifleman or something. So there are options to transfer and not just be, as we know from an American vernacular, grunt. sort of thing. They can specialize in various skills. But a lot of people, I find too, if someone is, for example, a techie or an IT guy in town, they're working with communications equipment as an example, some of them really don't want to do that when they come in here. They want to change, and the vice versa sort of thing. But again, we look forward to that as well. We very much look forward to, and that's the benefit of our unit being a part-time unit, in that we are able to draw on the professional expertise that the soldier brings with him from the civvy world. For example, chainsaw qualification. We run our own chainsaw training to try and keep in line with international best practices. But we would also take a poll and ask anybody within the regiment, do you possess any sort of qualifications? Chainsaw. And some of them have been. Some of them are tree surgeons, work for Parks Department or other civilian landscaping companies, which we add them to our list, and they actually lead on certain deployments that we may have if the hurricane comes and we need to deploy. Some may be medical background and so forth. So it's definitely they bring something to the regiment that the regiment can use, and for the most part, they like that.
And on a personal note, as the CEO of this organization, last time you were asked to assist in some assistance on the water, reference to some of the gang violence that have been happening around the island. Your take on that?
We've been asked, for 2 years now we've done this, we've provided assistance to the police. And what they need is, I think it's a minimum of 3 people on a boat. Of course, they've been cutting back, and I'll let Commissioner speak on that side, but we've just augmented their crew for the boat, and that's what we've been able to do. And it's been 2 years running, and we've actually continued that relationship through the winter. So instead of doing it every weekend, and on holidays, we've done like a once a month sort of training. So we're going to kick back in May of this year.
Sir, do you think there's a difference between when recruits, before they begin their recruit camp, and how they think and what they're going to experience, and actually when they finish it? Do you think there's a difference in how they view pre and post training, and why is that?
It's huge. CITV did an expose on the regiment last year, recruit camp, and I asked them to run that excerpt on their channel. And I watched a bit of it last night, and everybody said, you know what, I didn't want to get drafted, I was almost coming kicking and screaming, but once I got in here, it's not that bad. A couple of people even use words of, they are professional, they are organized, they are fair. I was able to challenge myself. I didn't know I could run that fast or for that long, but I was able to do it. I've made so many lifelong friends here, and that can help out with the gang issue we've got, working towards everybody getting to know everybody, and to try and resolve those conflicts. Every little bit helps. So yes, huge positive. In fact, last year, it is recorded on tape, one guy was asked by the governor, you hear all these negative things about the regiment and about recruit camp, and what is your take on it? He goes, you know what, it's not like that. I had a couple of relations that said certain things, but you know what, I've come in and experienced it for myself, and that's what we ask. Just keep an open mind and experience it for yourself. He said, it's almost like they lied to us. It's a quote, it's been recorded. So that's all I ask. We're not perfect. Yes, we have issues. We're not perfect. But we are trying our hardest. Certainly we've improved responsibility, accountability, and training for every level, from me all the way down to the lowliest commander, junior NCO. And their quality of output has certainly improved. How they care for individuals, troop welfare, huge part for the military, definitely. But I'm going to tell you once to do it. If you don't do it, then we're going to make sure you're clear. The second time, you may hear me raise my voice because you probably didn't hear me the first time. Okay? That's all we want. Just do what you're told the first time. That's all.
What are the benefits of joining this organization?
You get to receive some structure. You get to certainly work with other people in the community that you would never ever cross paths with. You get to learn things about yourself, challenge yourself. You pick up things. Like I said, after first year of basic soldiering training, you get to transfer to a specialist unit if you have those skills, or if you possess a desire to learn and a want to learn, you're going to be there, just like with anything in life.
Good stuff. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. One other thing, too, is our website, bermudaregiment.bm. Please visit that. I have a few members of staff that work tirelessly on a weekly basis to update that site. So any questions, consult Captain Ben Beasley. He will provide the written press release, and certainly the website is on there as well. Please, if you don't have that information from Captain Beasley, go into the website, because it is updated. A lot of photos, a lot of information about recruit camp and details and stuff like that. The other thing, too, is in an effort to be more transparent, we have loaded up on our website our standing orders, save for about 4 or 5, which refer to ammunition security and stuff like that, which is a national security sort of issue, so we don't share that information. But 99.99% of our standing orders, which govern the way we do business, is up on the website. Another way of demonstrating transparency.